Clive.
4,
3,
2,
1.
go.
I didn't kill my wife.
Your lost boys are talking on their part again. So make some noise for Sam and Clive and Ryan.
Hugs and kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hugs and kisses. More. With lots.
Hello, everybody.
Sup?
Oh, good morning.
Wow, nice of you to join us again, Clive. Nice to see you back in the room.
Yeah, I come here and there. I do this and that, It's all pretty vague.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our secondary podcast, Your Lost Boys. If you are listening from our more successful podcast, you're in 2020 with Your Lost Boys. Welcome to our main podcast, which is actually secondary at this moment. We are with somebody else today, which you may not have heard of before. His name's Ryan. Hi, Ryan.
Go fuck yourself.
And obviously, you've all heard Clive's voice. Say hi, Clive.
I refuse to play your little games.
I'll edit to that. That's absolutely fine. And my name's Sam. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. This is actually our real podcast.
The premium podcast with premium talent.
Sell it, Ryan. Sell it.
Premium music, premium talent, premium guests. Now, I'm not a guest. I'm a fucking co-host. So fuck you. So, is it genuinely more successful than this? It is, isn't it? Because everyone loves football.
Ryan just found out on Thursday. Was it Thursday? Yeah, on Thursday that we did
No. Let me tell the tale of betrayal. So, you've been going on at me a few times saying, oh, you don't listen to the podcast. You don't listen to it. Come on. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do him a favour and I should really listen to the work we're putting out. So, I thought, I'll give it a listen. And I searched. Because I couldn't find it the first few times because we were having problems publishing. But I put it in, and the first top link isn't our podcast. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's the same font. And the bio's written the same. And I turn it on. And I tell you what hurt more than hearing both of your voices together talking about fucking football. It was the fact there was like 25 fucking episodes. And just scrolling. And it felt like every time I scrolled, a little part of my soul died. Bear in mind that both of these guys have not said a word to me. And I thought, I wonder why we haven't been that active recently. Oh, it's because he's too busy editing the secondary podcast.
I'll be honest, mate. It's
The Betrayal.
The Betrayal.
Oh, I wonder why I haven't heard from my friends in a while. I thought we were going to do our podcast today. Oh, wait a minute. I know why. It's because they've made their own podcast. It's
The Betrayal. The Betrayal. You want your own podcast? Well, I'll make my own goddamn podcast. You left me. You left me all alone. The Betrayal. The Betrayal. The Betrayal. The Betrayal. I'm so desperately lonely.
It's when you say it like that, Ryan, it does sound like we're bastards.
You cut
and
me
we
deep,
are.
bro. You cut me real deep back there.
My logic was that it would be cheaper for us, and you like this, you'll love this, Ryan. It was cheaper for us than to spend money on advertising because we could reel in some brand new clientele and audience that
Football
would listen
fans.
to something. Football fans.
It's all lies, Ryan. He
For any
told
football
me.
fans out there who may have joined the show, I just want to put out there, I don't like you, and I hate you.
Oh, actually, we now hate football
in
fans.
all fairness, everyone is welcome.
Yeah, but he's lying, Ryan. You know he's lying.
But the deceit, that deceit boils hard deep beneath my skin.
Yeah, he's totally lying. I wanted to tell you right from the start, but he was like, "No, I hate Ryan, and what we're gonna do."
Clive. Shut up right now.
You don't want to hear the truth, Ryan. He was like, let's just start a new podcast without him, and then when it gets more successful, we'll ditch him and the old podcast. That's what he said like 20 times.
I'm going to start a new podcast, and it's just going to be a recording of me outside the bushes, outside both of your houses, like bi-weekly. And I'm just going to commentate on what you're doing in your houses when you don't see me looking through the window.
Good
While
cover,
crying.
Ryan. Sam still doesn't know about our podcast that we do separately.
Oh, damn.
No, that's just the OnlyFans. The problem
We
you
can do
got
an
there,
OnlyFans
Clive, is
podcast.
you've confused podcast with sex show.
That's what you told
Podcasts
me
and
when I
sex are
agreed to it.
they're definitely interchangeable. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm just going to do my own one, which is a striptease, and I'm just going to describe what I'm doing.
I'm taking off my socks.
an audio
ASMR of
striptease.
me taking off my socks.
I'm pulling my hair back behind my head.
Taking my socks down now, the nylons just slipping straight off that skin.
I actually think that's going to drive people away, mate. Like, I know the internet's a perverse place, but no one wants that. All right. No
Well, you
one
say
wants
that. Wait until you hear later on the show. I've got the stat that segment, and believe me, you'll be
It's a good
surprised,
segment,
Clive,
though.
what people search for. Honestly,
Wow. Why wait? Why not dive into that?
No,
segment
we
now,
got
mate?
we got to get into chunky. What's happening?
we got Chunky
inside.
Lemon coming up. Chunky Lemon.
Chunky lemon, chunky lemon, chunky lemon. It's a chunky lemon, baby. Oh, yeah.
Right. So, as you both know, I've been moving.
You have been
moving
moving.
house, and I'm in now, and it doesn't look like I'm unpacked, but I am.
It's an empty place.
It's this room in particular is quite empty.
It looks like you don't have many memories or much of a life, to be honest. with you.
Eradicated. No, to be fair, if you go downstairs now, I've got pictures up. Well, no
Aw.
personal pictures.
Say that quite
I've
specifically.
got fine art on the walls, and that's it. Now I
Ooh,
have got some.
suave.
That bag behind me is actually full of old photos that I need to figure out and frame.
He's
up.
pointing to a bag, everybody, of assumed
A
photos.
slung
inside.
in the corner, my memory bag.
Have you been
It's-
on
it's on the
Gumtree
floor.
looking for furniture yet?
Yeah. So,
Have you? Tell me all about
Fucking Gumtree. You know
What
my
about?
gripes with Gumtree, but okay, I've managed to get off of Gumtree a sofa bed,
Ooh.
a TV cabinet,
Ooh.
like a drinks cabinet,
a
which is
drinks
pretty,
cabinet
it's pretty
for what,
classy.
drinking.
Yeah, it's pretty classy. I can't wait for us to dribble all over it. But
Oh, that sounds pretty like you've had a successful Gumtree
But
then.
yeah, but for those 3 purchases, that is probably about a 3% success rate.
Oh, really?
The amount of people that put up fucking adverts, and they've been up there the 2 main problems are people put up adverts
Here
and
he
don't
goes.
take the fuckers down, and it's like you spent 10 minutes making the goddamn advert. It takes literally less than 10 seconds to delete that advert, but you still, even though that is the easier of the 2 things, you still don't delete the fucking advert. So
Oh, you
the amount of times you find something, man, I need to turn my mic down. It's clipping like fuck. I'm getting so angry.
he's shaking, guys.
And the other thing is when you start a conversation and they're like, oh yeah, no problem. and then they just completely blank you. It's like the dating game.
Oh, they ghost you.
Yeah, they ghost you. That's it. Or the third thing is
all right.
when they advertise it and they're like, or you're advertising something and they think, because I was trying to get rid of some of my shit as well before I moved. And that, oh, can you deliver? It's like, I'm not a fucking service. And
Like
they
you're a
get
postal
really.
man.
I had one woman who was like, oh, you're in my town. I thought you'd deliver. I thought that would be a nice thing to do. I thought it would be nice if you came around and cooked me an omelette, but you're not going to fucking do it, are you?
Ryan, you know he doesn't do any of that. You can just go to IKEA, you know, bro, and get some
I did.
meatballs.
To be fair, Clive, I did in the end. I drove to Exeter and I just bought all my shit from IKEA.
Shout out to IKEA.
Oh, big shout out to our Scandi overlords. They're important people.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, they got it right. They like even now, when everyone's trying to be a bit careful, you know, social distancing still around. The shop opens at I think it's 9:30, and from 8:30 on, like it's like Disneyland. It's
Carnage, isn't it?
So the queues, like everyone crammed in, and they all squeeze in through the door, and they all just stop on the stairs for about 5 minutes. And then once they're up the top of the stairs, everyone goes and gets meatballs at like 9:30 in the morning.
9:30, yeah.
They got it right.
Well, are they still like £1.16 for a plate of meatballs or whatever it is?
Yeah, and if you get
It's
the family
it's something-
card, it's even cheaper.
I was about to say it's something laundering. It's not profitable in any way.
Well,
that's
yeah,
for sure.
they subsidise the
I mean, the
meatballs.
meatballs are just the sawdust, isn't it, from the excess furniture?
Oh yeah, you go for a little bargain, £1.60 or whatever it is for meatballs, but you end up spending 90 quid in there, definitely, regardless, don't you?
Oh yeah, I spent far too much. I spent in the hundreds, but I needed a mattress. I
Ooh.
needed a bed. I needed a bed because the last bed I had, me and Sam took it down to the beach and burnt it.
Oh yeah,
That's what we do with our memories. Friend.
that was New Year's Eve as well.
New Year's Eve.
We brought it in so
Burnt all
good.
my furniture on the
Burnt
beach.
those memories.
Yeah, that sounds like pretty medieval. Yeah, go burn your bed on the beach for the new year, then get a new one. Makes sense to me, mate. Makes sense.
New house, new bed, new life.
Yes, yes. Say yes to life.
So yeah, it's looking pretty bare, but this room in particular, it's a second bedroom, and I'm very lucky to have a second bedroom. But at the moment, it does. It is how you described it, Sam. It looks like I have no friends and no life.
And we hate Gumtree.
Yeah, and Gumtree can fuck off. Fucking Gumtree.
Strong feelings about Gumtree.
Gumtree. We'll believe that.
Oh, look, I found a washing machine. Oh, wait, it's fucking sold. Take the fucking advert down. It's been up for 2 weeks now. Gumtree, you're wasting my time. You're a Gumtree cunt. Just fuck off and die. Oh, look, I found an old sofa, but it's fucking miles away. You won't help deliver. Please just get out of my face. Gumtree cunts, they don't reply. You're a Gumtree cunt. Just fuck off and die. treat kind. Just fuck off and die.
So what do you want to do? I could do quit job, or we haven't done
Yeah, jump
travelling,
in and
have we?
do quit job. That'd be good.
Let's do it.
I'm feeling fairly talkative today, so take it.
You
Mike.
do. I'm loving it. You got your own space. You got no one in your house, so you don't have to worry about how loud
It's
you
so
are.
nice. I could do whatever I want.
I just do it anyway. Because I don't care! Sorry, babe. Hey, Clive, why don't you have a go at doing that, mate?
You're all right.
Nice. He's in the cupboard under the stairs.
I quit my job, I quit my job, I quit my job again. I quit my job, I quit my job. Fuck it.
Hello and welcome to I Quit My Job. As we all have done in the past, we've all quit our jobs and we all hate them. And realistically, there's not really many jobs out there that are actually awesome. So when people say that they like it, that's actually 99% of a lie. They actually do hate their job and they will quit it at some point. People don't stay in the same job forever because they're crazy. Anyway.
Life is a black hole. Time is fading. We're all dying.
We're all dying. Entropy only changes. However, today, guys, normally I do it, but I'm a bit bored of my own voice, to be honest. I'm saying all the jobs I've
You're
quit.
telling me.
But guess what? So someone else is going to do one today. And that's Ryan.
Oh,
So, okay, a few years back, I was looking for a new job in a new area, and I was trying to move, and I basically just needed a job. It didn't matter what it was, and I at this point had somehow managed to. I had like a string of jobs working for charity.
Okay.
yeah.
And it was
I
quite
remember
nice
that,
that
yeah.
the jobs that I had, it was charities working for people with disabilities. But
love it.
moving up, the thing is with that sector is it's easy to get another job with another charity, and it doesn't matter if that charity is something completely different. They just see charity on your CV and they
They love
slurp you up. So, like
He
half
works for
milk.
nothing.
So,
He's free.
so I managed to find this job for. I'm not going to name the company because I don't want to get in the shit on this one because I didn't do a very good job.
What was the job? Yeah. What was
So
the
it was a
job?
charity for. I can't remember the title of it, but it was a environmental charity that
Ooh.
was very, very focused on cycling. And I'm all up for the environment. I love it. You know, I love grass and all
We
of
love
that
the
stuff.
environment. Shout out the environment.
Shout out the environment, baby. But this job was to promote. The essence of this job was to promote cycling in a very, very working class town. Quite a poor town. You're very familiar with this town, both of you.
I know exactly. I just realised what town it is. Yeah, it's like coming from a working class. Yeah, scumbag town is what we can say. We're allowed to call it that, right?
and the basis of this job was to manage a team of people that would essentially door knock on all of these houses in this said
You're
town
one of those people.
to promote cycling. You can imagine how well that went
brutal,
down.
yeah.
It's not even asking for money. You're just telling them to go ride a bike. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and like just the just saying that sentence makes my skin crawl. I remember
God.
the first time I was supposed to go out and door knock as well, and I did it for I say I did it for a day. I did it for about 34 minutes.
Oh God.
And in that 34 minutes, I got spat at, and
Really?
somebody threw a pie out of a window. Well, I think it was more of a quiche, a slice of quiche out of the window at me.
You got quiche, mate.
I got quiche.
Who throws that? Quiche is quite posh, actually, isn't it? Isn't that more
It
like...
was down near. It was down. It was on those horrible back streets behind South Road. You know, you go up the hill and it starts getting real nasty up there. No one cuts their fucking lawns, and there's just a bike permanently in the dirt.
Like it's overgrown bike, and there's like a rubber tire, and it's just like part of the terrain now.
So I got enough abuse in that half an hour that I was like, fuck this. The team can go out. And the way the charity was, this charity was very up itself, and like, you know, this whole stigma of
Wait, charity was up itself. That sounds absolutely crazy.
I mean, you know, the stigma of cyclists and how a lot of people don't like cyclists because, especially dead keen ones, that.
On behalf of people that cycle, I will say I hate drivers when I'm cycling.
Yeah.
And when I'm driving, I fucking hate cyclists. So I'm a big ass hypocrite.
It's the same thing, and I'm not trying to make enemies with the cycling community at all. I like to cycle my bike as I like the feeling of lycra against my balls as much as the next guy. But the people that ran this this charity were none of them would drive, and none of them would. It was basically they were hipsters. Basically, everyone was vegan. Every single team meeting was at like a cafe where they served your drink in like.
Remember, Brian. Remember, the podcast majority demographic are hipsters. You gotta remember this.
Oh, listen up, because this is a tale. I remember we went to a staff meeting and I was the only one that ordered a meal with meat in it, and literally the whole table looked at me and was like... And I remember then thinking, fuck you.
Oh, no.
And like, if the headquarters was in Bristol.
Shout
and the only way for me to make it on time for their 7 a.m. meetings in Bristol.
Oh, God,
was
ruthless.
Because the trains wouldn't work. From it just wasn't an option. Oops, you can blank that out. So I had to drive, and again, you arrived to just a sea of.
What, when you were late?
Well, no, for driving.
Oh, for driving.
For driving.
What, because you didn't cycle 2 hours?
Yeah. So what I ended up...
You didn't cycle across the country.
Well, yeah, like 4 hours,
and
probably.
Like, it was so like that the fact that I ate meat and that I drove my car, that would actually have stopped me from getting like a pay rise or getting further in the company, because they were... Genuinely, it was that sort of cliquey. So what I started doing was when we'd have, because I'd still be trying to run this team of door knockers, but what I essentially did was send these poor people out while I sat in an office eating Watsits, watching Shrek 2 on repeat on my laptop, because that's
interesting
all
choice.
It's all that was on there.
That's very complex. Psychiatrists could break that down if you're watching it on repeat quite quickly.
I could do a whole podcast rewatch episode of Shrek 2 and probably lip sync it.
I'm going to speak on behalf of everybody and say definitely do that.
That's my podcast. So I'd have to go to these meetings, but what I ended up doing was they gave me a little one of those fold up bicycles.
Oh, Brompton.
Yeah. Yeah, Brompton. If anyone's ever ridden a Brompton, they got the tiniest wheels and they're so unstable. It's like it's all over the place.
Let me put it in perspective as well with Brompton. When I used to work in Oxford, everybody cycled bikes, and my boss, my line manager, who's now the partner of this company I used to work for, he's amazing, does a really good job. When we used to go to London, he would take his Brompton on there. And when the first time I saw him like undoing it and then just get on the bike and cycle away, I just thought, I have no respect for you.
Yeah. And I took it out once, and I rode down Abbotsbury Road on it, and I got quiche again. So
who are all these people throwing quiche in Weymouth?
Throwing quiches, mate.
Just got a spare slice of quiche in their pocket.
Walking round the corner, trying to get a survey. Look up at your window, hitting me with pastry. I just got quiche. I just got quiche. I just got quiche.
So I would drive to the meetings, park just around the corner of wherever we were supposed to meet, take out the Brompton from the boot, put on a high-vis jacket and a helmet, and then cycle round the corner and be like, whew, that was a long old cycle today. And I cannot believe how many times one time I literally drove past all of them. There was like 30 of them all stood on the side of the road, and I was like, fuck, I've been busted. And I drove past them, and they didn't notice, and I still came out. I was like, I'm still going to try it. So I
You're
still
a wolf
got
in
on the
sheep's
bike.
clothing is what you were doing, man.
And it worked every time. And then I will draw. I could talk about this job forever, but I will draw it to a close. So basically, you had a percentage of how many people you were supposed to somehow measure how many people you'd encouraged in this town to cycle. You had to go round and do an after survey. So it meant knocking on doors again. And my whole team refused to do it because they were basically the only people that I could hire that even wanted the job were like nice mums who just wanted a part-time job, while the kid was at school. They were all lovely, lovely ladies. And I felt so horrific sending them into war, basically. And I was the colonel
Whilst
sipping
you watch
tea.
Shrek 2 and eat Watson.
Yeah, I was the colonel on the hill sipping tea, but the hill in this case was a little office that I'd rented, and the tea was Shrek 2. So
You sound the worst.
I am the worst. So I had to do a report at the end of this, and I just I fudged it. I made it all up. I did
Really?
like a 40-page report, and I made everything
way.
up. And
I love that.
I made it so it wasn't too good, but it was pretty good.
Like it was humbling, but you picked yourself up.
Yeah, it was like 75% success rate, which for the area, it was actually very good because they'd done it once before and it was like 51%.
You have to show
it's
increase.
complete.
You got to show that
the
you're better
person
than
who
the
did it
person
before obviously fudged it as well. It was so fun.
I dread to think about the person after you's got hit past 75.
And the thing is, afterwards, they all thought I'd done such a good job of it that once I'd left the job and I was doing a different job, they kept calling me up to ask me for advice. And then they kept doing it. And after like the 15th call, I was literally like, you know what? I made it all up. Like, it's
a lie.
Yeah, I was like, do whatever you want, because like the next person who was doing it was calling me for advice, and I was like, you want my honest opinion, my honest advice? Get that?
You want the truth? Here's the
Get a
truth.
Get a
It's a lie.
Pixar movie. Find your favorite Pixar movie, put it on, get some crisps, and then just make some shit up. And
world
yeah,
is
so
gonna
I quit my job.
Yay! Clive, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, just get
You sure?
stuff to do. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh,
Yeah,
that
bro.
Sounds. This is.
Sounds like you got a gun to your head,
to
mate.
listen to.
I'm gonna have to
Seriously,
edit this
without the
bit.
video, it sounds like you're on the edge.
It sounds like you're on the edge, or it sounds like you got a gun to your head. I'm not sure which one to be.
I'm absolutely fine.
Hello. It's so good, isn't it? It's so good.
Yeah, nice.
Basically, Clive, I'm going to explain to you because I explained it to Ryan last week and everybody else. This is the bit where I explain to you all the stats about our podcast and what we've done with it so far. I thought this one would be quite good because we can talk
Yeah.
about our other podcast as well and all the stats there as well, just to rub it in Ryan's face a little bit. To be honest, with you.
Yeah, that
I am
seems a bit
intrigued to
harsh,
see
but
if
that's
it is
cool.
genuinely more popular.
So I want to talk about Fat Slave at what was it? What was that? What was it called?
Foot
Fat
Slave.
Foot Slave at Fat Shame Me 1971.
Yeah.
That got posted on YouTube. How many impressions do you think it made?
Oh, well, am I supposed to give away the fact that I might sort of know how many impressions it made? Roughly.
Well,
I
have a
suppose
guess.
I don't know
Have a
an
guess.
up-to-date... I don't know an up-to-date number. Like, it made like 1,500 impressions, didn't it? Or something crazy.
I like the 1,500. I like that, but it's gone up a little bit since then, Clive. It's gone up to 20,000 impressions.
Wow. That's...
So, for anybody who doesn't know what an impression is, right? Well, let that sink in. Ryan's like dying right now.
Yeah, but an impression is just that it's appeared in a search, right? Just to be clear.
Yeah, literally,
'cause-
what they've
yeah.
done is they've
Yeah,
searched
but
for a
that means
specific
there's
thing.
20,000 sick motherfuckers out there searching for it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So for anybody who's not sure what an impression is you type in something on YouTube or Spotify, and there's something. Our search comes up basically.
man.
So the reason why we've had 20,000 is because what do you think they were searching for on YouTube?
Like foot wank.
Yeah, literally. So the top 3 searches that why our search and podcast came up for that episode was they were looking for foot slave, feet slave, foot dom, shame dom, femdom. They were the top 4 or 5. Whatever
People
it
are
was.
searching for all of this as well in YouTube, just to be
On
clear.
YouTube.
This is so typical. Like a few months ago, my friend approaches me and says, "Oh, we want to do a podcast. Oh yeah, we might get somewhere with it." And we end up just getting fucking fetish.
Well, Ryan, what do you prefer?
Following in feet. Fetishes.
Football or fetish people? Pick your poison?
I think I'll jump in with the feet fetish. I'll probably end up enjoying it, to be honest.
Yeah, to be fair,
Oh yeah.
feet fetish people probably will spend more money on merch for us. So, you know.
Exactly. Especially when I start describing what condiment I'm licking off my nipple. In the next episode, just a little tease for you.
That's not a foot though, Ryan. Come on, mate. Can you?
Yeah, I know, but we can expand the market. If you put in like niplick, call this episode niplick, and just let's see what impressions we get.
We can't keep baiting. No, you can't keep baiting. Poor people searching for porn on YouTube.
I think we should definitely do it. Like we should exploit this.
No, 'cause-
exploit it.
This is not what they're looking for, and we're not looking for them. It's just gonna be a match made in not heaven.
Clive's exactly spot on because what I was about to say was what they realise is after 7 minutes is that they turn it off on average. So all those people that actually have listened to it, they turn
Listen
off
to it
after
for
7 minutes.
minutes.
Yeah,
on
they were
average.
waiting for the foot slave stuff, mate, weren't they?
Yeah, but who does that? Like, if you're googling for like searching
Sat there
regular,
with their Kleenex.
yeah, and then just
listening
like,
to our
oh, these guys
voices.
are just talking.
The thing
about
is,
things.
though, that's actually happened somewhere in the world. Someone's been listening to my voice with their dick in their hand, just waiting for the good stuff. Ah, it makes me feel dirty. And
I feel fantastic though at that.
Yeah.
Right. As we all know, I'm going to give you basically the list of all the people that have listened to our podcast as well.
The list
from
of
all
everyone.
List of
One by
everyone,
one,
yeah.
name one.
Clive's mum,
Yeah.
Clive's dad.
All
Basically,
37.
all 37. We've got on this podcast people from the United Kingdom, the United States, Belgium, Denmark, Japan, Honduras, India, South Africa, Sweden. Ooh,
Ooh.
Sweden. I didn't realise the Swedes are into foot fetishes. So,
Now, what I thought would be quite funny, just for Ryan's sake, is to compare the stats of all the countries that I've listened to with all the other ones. So, United States, United Kingdom, Denmark, Canada, Australia, Portugal, Japan,
Canada.
China, Brazil, Germany, Switzerland, France, Netherlands, Ukraine, Norway, Sweden, Spain, New Zealand, Finland is still going, India,
Jesus
Slovenia, Egypt, Cyprus, and of course, Algeria.
Oh,
Ryan,
big
we've got
Algeria.
listeners from every single continent on the podcast.
Yeah, but you know what? After Sunday, it's over. It's done. Done and dusted. Quit it. You stop that right now.
Just one last hit.
And you
Oh,
know
baby.
what? Tell you what, it goes to show you need to pick your topics, don't you? And we have not.
Yeah.
And on this particular podcast, we have not picked one defining topic.
We got Gumtree.
We got Gumtree and we got foot wanking, and
And that's what we got.
the moral of
Quiche.
the story is everyone's more interested in football. So
It was relevant. Perfect advertisement,
Football.
mate.
it's not that. It's absolutely, marketing, fantastic, great idea. It was just the betrayal. That's all it is.
Hey, Ryan.
There wasn't even a side text. A side text to say, Ryan, I know you wouldn't be interested in it. To be fair, I could bring
I was
nothing
gonna
to that podcast. I could bring nothing to it. All I would do is make it worse. But there was no little, we're just gonna do this. Instead, it was just 3-4 weeks of, we're not doing a podcast this weekend. Oh, okay, they haven't said much. Oh, okay, I guess we're just not doing it. When you're off recording every night, like a couple of
Just banging, bro.
backstabbing.
To be honestly, it's killed me. To be fair, doing it every single night. It's been lovely to do, but it's been bloody hard work.
Good.
My relationship has nearly come to the wire, mate, because of it. I'm sure Clive could say the same. To be fair,
Yeah, definitely needed a few nights off throughout that.
So that's why we weren't able to do you couldn't join us for the podcast last week because you've been doing a podcast every night of the week. And then
pretty much, yeah.
this podcast suffered because of it.
that's what I said.
But to be fair, we smashed it out of the park last week anyway without you, Clive.
It
So
was actually. It was.
moving
Whoa,
onwards,
whoa, there's
I don't think this is going to burn deep for a long time. I'm sorry. I'm going to calm down.
Do you know what I thought? And I thought about this long and hard. We'll draw a line under this. I think the only thing that will make it fair is that I've had an episode with Ryan. Ryan, you've seen me and Clive do an episode together. I think it's only fair that you and Ryan and
That'd
Clive
be
do an episode
awful.
together. And I'm willing to let you have 4 or 5 episodes and just run havoc with it and see how far you get.
We'll
yeah,
end
but
up just.
you still got to edit it, right?
yeah. You still got to edit it, and each episode is going to be a tasty 4.5 hours long.
It'd be like just crying while I edit it, while you just slagging
Well,
me
we
off.
both and we're going to release it on YouTube. We're going to film it, and we're just what we're going to do is
Oh,
we're
no,
both
the
going to
next
order
phase of my
we're going
plan.
to order 3 boxes of 20 nugs each,
Nope.
and a whole crate of Stella each. And then we're just going to sit there with our nuggets debating for 4.5 hours.
Sounds
Oh,
pretty
please don't do
sweet
that.
to me, bro.
Sounds good. And we'll call it Nugget.
Nugget pointing without
The
sound.
Nugget point.
This is how notice how I stopped talking for about 30 seconds just to see how it goes. That's a little tease of everybody for it, what you're gonna have coming up on that
Oh,
episode.
buddy.
Okay, so let's finish this off with a nice little segment we call "What You Talking About, Lyrics."
What you talking about?
What you talking about, lyrics?
Okay, so this week I thought I'd end the show with a nice little piece of art by someone I've started to model myself on, the world famous Chad Kroeger.
Oh,
He
nice.
looks like Chad Kroeger.
Yeah,
we
you
say it
do.
all the
You
time.
are a spitting image of Chad.
Look at this photograph.
Best song ever
So-
written, that.
That is a good song, but the song I've chosen today, especially when you turn it into spoken word, is just a piece of art.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Take us home, Brian.
Is it
Take us home.
Nickelback?
It's Nickelback.
Oh,
It's
okay,
a
it's a Nickelback
song.
song. Oh, shout out Nickelback.
So I think everybody likes Nickelback, ironically.
Unless you actually like them and you're using the irony as cover. Like, yeah, man, they're so shit. I find it funny. And then you're like, oh, I love it. It's so
and
good.
then you're really loving it. To be fair, the This song is a banger.
Suicide
but,
Up was awesome. Let's just be honest with everybody right now.
Oh, mate, what about Long Way Down? What an album.
Oh.
Was it called that? I don't know. But
You know.
I was 13. So this is a little piece I like to call Figured You Out. Thank you for listening today.
Yeah, cheers,
thank you
fellas. And
if
fellas.
you're there with a dick between your feet, then jack away. If you're there with a football, then kick away.
So good. God, you're a poetry in motion, you are.
So this is a little piece called Figured You Out. I like your pants around your feet.
Strong start.
And I like the dirt that's on your knees.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow.
And I like the way you still say please while you're looking up at me. You're like my favorite damn disease.
This is so gross.
Yeah, it's very
And I love
explicit
the
for a
places that
Nickelback
we
song.
go. And I love the people that you know.
Oh, that's nice.
And I
This is
love the
nicer.
way you can't say no. Too
That's
many
less
long
nice.
lines. Too many long lines in a row. I love that powder on your nose. Everybody thought
Jack.
Nickelback was
Jack
like...
Kroeger's a naughty boy.
Yeah,
Everybody thought Nickelback was just like soft rock, but he's a dirty, dirty boy.
Chad Kroeger is a dirty boy. What happens in the Midwest
Oh, okay.
stays in the Midwest.
And I love the good times that you wreck. And I love the lack of self-respect
fucking hell.
while you're passed out on the deck. I love my hands around your neck.
Is this really Nickelback lyrics?
This is
I can't believe
Nickelback.
This is Nickelback.
It's got a video and everything. They released it.
What, is it on Pornhub?
It's on Pornhub.
Fucking
It is.
hell.
I think it's single. I think it was a single.
Wow.
There's just a couple more lines.
Yeah, just take us out, Ryan. Take us out. Fade into
Oh, this is horrible. I like the freckles on your chest, and I like the way you like me best. And I like the way you're not impressed while you put me to the test. I like the white stains on your dress.
Fucking hell, that... I feel like an old man's just being really pervy to my ears right
no,
now.
he didn't.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Yeah, it's
So there you go. That is Figured You Out.
It's almost too direct, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
like
too much.
It leaves nothing to the imagination.
I
He's
thought
a dirty,
he
dirty
well,
boy.
He
He's a
does
dirty,
like audio
dirty boy.
descriptive songs anyway, doesn't he? Photograph is just like, this is where we went to school. Like,
He's the master. He's the master of saying what he sees.
yeah, but
Yeah.
but using that
Leaving
for
nothing to the
something
imagination.
a bit more like hardcore in subject, and yeah, he sounds like a dirty old pervy man in that. To be honest, doesn't he? It's
Oh
it's
yes, total
bit rapey.
scumbag.
Total rapey.
He sounds so rapey, does it?
I mean, go this. It's a. To be fair, it's a pretty good song. But
Go listen to it, guys. Check it out.
go listen to that. That's my recommendation.
All
What was it
right.
called again?
Figured You Out by Nickelback.
Oh, I figured that out. Christ. It wasn't
2003
hard to figure out, was it?
It wasn't hard to figure. Yeah, I don't know why you call it that because there's no figuring out to do. You
You
like
should have
choking
just said,
women.
I'm gonna call it a rapey sex song. That's what it should have been called. Rapey sex song.
All right. See you fellas later.
Fellas, later. See ya.
Bye.
Stop.
Thank God it's over, 'cause these boys are talking crap. Thank God it's over, 'cause these boys are talking crap. Thank God it's over, 'cause these boys are talking crap. Thank God it's over, 'cause these boys are talking crap.
Yeah. Oh, baby. Fuck my ass.